Tucked away in the valley of Los Angeles, 42 miles northwest of Disneyland, sits a tiki bar with a 78-drink challenge called the Grog Log. Drink all 78 drinks within 1 year, and you get a plaque with your name on the wall. Let's join two thirsty friends for a little My Time as they embark on a drunken journey through the log and talk about dumb shit like theme parks, drinking, and drinking at theme parks.
Welcome to My Time, the podcast where we're rating and reviewing a bunch of tiki drinks and talking about the shit that we normally like to talk about. I'm one of your hosts, Dave.
And I'm Corey.
We are partners in Grog. We are pigs.
We are. We're back. We're here.
Back.
We're logging.
We're at Tonga Hut. And we are here on a fucking scorcher of a day.
I feel like last week was hot, but this is like actually hotter.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah.
We need to normalize dressing like Adam Sandler wherever we go.
I mean, I kind of dress like that anyway because of what I do for a living is kind of what I dress in glorified pajamas for my life, basically.
I need to not have the thought like, hey, I'm going to be at kind of a nicer place. I can't wear shorts. I should be allowed to wear gym shorts wherever I go now. From now on.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's too fucking hot.
It's too hot.
I feel uncomfortable being in regular clothing.
That's amazing.
So it's not like only that. Maybe I'm just getting bigger. That's also
no. I think it's just.
I just came to that conclusion.
No, I think it's just incredibly hot, and every summer is hotter.
I just don't want clothing on me.
Yeah,
I just don't. I want to feel.
But I also don't want to be like in my bra and shorts.
No.
Like I'm good with that too.
I want my.
I need some breeze.
I know.
Yeah.
I want my big baggy stuff.
Yeah, my big baggies. Got to get my big baggies.
I know. Well, you know, one thing that will help us cool off.
Nice.
Is
drink.
A nice tiki drink. We've got Guy slinging drinks today.
Sure do. He's already planned out our day, which is lovely.
Hey, we should acknowledge the fact that we have somebody else in the.
we have a third party that may say some things here and there.
She may chime in.
Hello.
She is my sister. She is Rebecca Solinger.
Hi.
Happy to have her.
Thrilled to have her. She's never been to
Thanks,
Tonga
guys.
Hut. She's heard about Tonga Hut.
The third thing she mentioned was the boobs on the wall. So there we go.
She said,
I'm very excited to be here.
There they are. She said that she may talk, she may not. So she's going to be our Paul Schaefer. She's going to be our Paul Schaefer.
Maybe she'll just tell us we're idiots every now and again.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll agree with us here and there.
I'm just waiting for some embarrassing stories about me to be told.
No, we wouldn't do that to you.
We don't do that. So we're going to get started drinking. We're not going to make her suffer through the Grog Log with us. She's actually having a special tonight. One of the highlights of the Grog Log so far has been the Missionary's Downfall.
That was my plan. Coming in,
my favorite one.
Coming in, I said I want that one you guys loved with the mint.
Right.
Yeah.
This one's just a morning smoothie mint.
With a little bit of something.
Green juice with a little bit of rum. Guy tonight said, you know, if you like that, I've got one that's whiskey based, and my sister
I like that even more.
Loves whiskey, so she's gonna do that. What do we have? We've got a Singapore Sling.
Yes, it's lemonade-y looking.
Yeah,
I like lemonade.
It looks like lemonade. Okay, so we're in a hurricane glass. It's got mint. It's got
an orange slice on top. It's a big one, so let's hope it's good. But let's cheers first. Taste. Do you have a cheers?
Oh, I'm the drinks awake, so I'm awake.
Okay, perfect. It runs in the family.
Yeah.
Slinging it. Drinks awake, so I'm awake.
Woohoo.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's a lot of gin.
I like this.
You do. It's good. It's refreshing. It's a lot of gin. I'm tasting gin.
I've had Singapore Sling at like Disney before in World Showcase.
Okay.
And it's like a premix. I don't know if they still have it. But
Where in the World Showcase?
I believe it was in the China Pavilion, Singapore.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a premixed one out of the,
Sure.
hit the button.
Yeah.
And I remember it being so potent.
This, I would say, similar. Singapore Sling. Here's what we have in it. Lime juice, cherry brandy, Benedictine. That's for I think when you have a wound.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
put
Benedictine.
some Benedictine on your arm.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I think I just sprayed that on my leg earlier this week when my dog scratched me.
We're now
I don't know what that is.
We're now 40 drinks in.
I don't think
and
we've
I
had
don't
that.
think we've had Benedictine.
I'm going to look it up while you're
Certainly,
reading
I
that.
would have made a Cumberbatch joke.
I was going to say, yeah.
Certainly. What the fuck is Benedictine. All right. While we're looking up Benedictine, I can also tell you that there's brandy, gin, and club soda.
Wait, cherry brandy and more brandy?
We got all the brandy.
Brandy.
Lots
Yeah,
of brandy.
A lot of brandy around here. It is a herbal liqueur produced in France. It's a secret blend of 27 herbs and spices, sweetened with honey.
Oh, so it's like the KFC of herbal liqueur.
Basically. Or the Dr. Pepper of herbal liqueur.
Yeah. All right. So this says from the Raffles Hotel in Singapore, circa early 1900s. The word sling may have originated from the German "Schlägerin,"
Oh boy.
which means to swallow.
That's what she said?
Yeah.
Sorry.
In the Grog Log, there's a drawing of a little guy's face indicating how strong the drink is. Singapore sling, dude's face is fucked up.
I
Let me see.
could see that.
He's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucked up.
What are we tasting in the Singapore sling?
Gin.
Gin.
And lemon.
Gin, lemon, and carbonation.
Yeah. I guess it does taste like a little herbal on the back end.
Yeah.
Kind
you
of
know
like
what?
if you have like a herbal gin.
It's bitter, but
like,
I like it.
crushable.
Like, yeah, good. Like,
This is. I'm gonna wait a second, but I feel like this is pretty high up there for me.
okay, I'm gonna take another sip.
Tiki two sip.
I almost said it.
It's my
I'm
favorite.
I'm a listener.
I'm gonna go 3. God, this is close to a 4. I did it last time. I'm gonna do it
Oh
again.
God, here he goes with these weird things.
3.85. Very close to a 4.
You know what
for
I'm
Dave.
gonna go?
What?
4 or 5.
Whoa.
I really like this.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
But I think I've heard of a Singapore sling, so I feel like
For
this is
sure.
this is a classic drink.
Yeah.
Like if you've heard of it off the Grog Log, then you're like, oh,
It's got to be okay
Congrats, you
because it
made-
became like kind of popular
Yeah,
in
you-
normal culture.
yeah, you got called up from the minor league.
You're playing professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick update before we move on to this week's thing.
Yeah.
I got quite a bit of feedback on gay Mount Rushmore,
Yes.
and now I think what I thought Elton John for sure. Now
Elton
that after I
John.
thought
That's a good
about it,
one.
so we had some people, some that I hadn't thought of that were definitely good additions. George Takei, duh, how
that's
did I
a
think of
great
that?
one.
Because he's also
Oh
been
my.
because he's also been like so lovely and
Yeah.
like
He's great.
supporting and like
Right.
offering support for a very long time.
George Takei, you're on the mountain.
Yep.
Welcome to the mountain.
And Sir Ian McKellen
Oh,
was
Okay.
also a good one. This is from our friend. Some of these are from our friend Sean,
Yeah.
Kingdom Dad.
Dumbledore. Does Dumbledore make Mountain gay?
Can we put him on there just to piss off JK?
Yeah, now that I know that he's gay, I think Dumbledore makes a mountain.
Yeah.
So,
So
it can
anyway.
be fictional
I
character.
think
I
it'd be
think it could be
I think it'd
anyone
be
that
fictional.
impacted
All right.
in the gay
Yeah.
queer community. Why not? And Tim Curry from Rocky Horror, duh.
Oh yeah.
Because
kn-
that was like a huge. I mean, my parents like Rocky Horror, and my parents were very anti.
Like Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, but how about
I
just
think
Broadway in general? Does
So it's gay people, not necessarily gay icons.
I think-
like you're not
I
putting
think-
Cher on there.
Because I also,
No.
I
Right.
think that I think Cher could go because this is what I was saying too. Because I also didn't think of Judy Garland, and I think she
Yes.
also could be on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think and like Madonna, like
I-
there-
Right.
it can be up to your
it's
what
whatever your
impacted you.
personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
meaningful.
push back a little bit
what.
as a heterosexual
You're
man.
gonna push back at the gay across the
I'm
table
gonna
about
push back
gay
a little bit. I'm
Rushmore.
gonna push back a little bit as a cisgendered white guy,
Straight male,
straight male. Look, when you're casting a television show
sure.
and you have a gay character, casting somebody who is not gay to play gay or who might be big in the community, you're taking a spot away from.
Sure.
I think by having Cher, you're taking a spot from somebody who
Valid.
needs to be
Valid
up there.
point.
But I'm not saying that they shouldn't be like in the gift shop.
Valid point, but I would also argue they have been lifelong allies when there weren't a lot of
Sure.
allies.
Sure, I think that-
Public allies,
I think,
anyway.
yeah.
I think that you could have Ally Hill.
Right.
At
right.
Mount Ally next door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I think, how big is this fucking mountain? You're
Right.
letting
If
people-
you're saying like 5,
Is it 5 on the real one?
it might be 4.
We all ducked our heads because no one knew. That was amazing.
How many people in Mount Rushmore?
It's 4 or 5.
It's. I want to say it's.
I don't know.
I want to say it's 4.
It's 4.
It's only 4.
It's
I
only
was going to
4.
say
It's
5.
it's Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln.
So anyway, okay. So what do we got? What's going on?
First, there was Cucumber Lady
right.
and Living with the Land.
A Cucumber Lady got off the boat at Living with the Land to pick her
own cucumber from the greenhouse,
From the greenhouse.
and then fell trying to get back in the boat.
Okay, so yes.
Perfect.
Then Naked Man on Small World, clearly on some sort of drug,
Sure.
took all his clothes off, was walking around on the sets. They couldn't get him off. Finally, security tackled him and had to cover him in merchandise bags. It was a crazy thing.
Wow.
Yes.
And now we have sex doll at the Pixar Place pool.
Yes. There's
This guy watched all these other things happen, and he said,
Hold my beer.
"Hold my beer, hold my lube."
Yeah.
Now's my time. We can finally go to the pool together. We can finally go out. He brought a real doll, sex doll.
He has a lot of trouble with the legs.
Oh yeah, she's sitting in a nice lounge chair with him first, and then he's repositioning her
to sit her up.
I'll say this: she's dressed appropriately. She's
For the
not,
beach, yeah.
When I say sex doll, you're probably picturing inflatable doll with her mouth wide open.
It's more like a
It's a
mannequin.
mannequin.
But it's not a mannequin.
Okay, it's not a mannequin, but it's mannequin-esque.
It looks more mannequin-y than a blow-up sex doll
Yes.
does. Like a joke sex, like that you would have at a bachelorette party or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning this. I don't want to say that this is fine, but I've jotted down a couple of notes to myself on why I'm pro bringing your sex doll to Disneyland.
Because
Sure.
I've got some rebuttals and some other ideas.
Sure. I'm playing the part of pro sex doll at Disneyland. My sister and Corey, my pig, will be on the con side.
I mean, for me, it really depends heavily on what we did not see
Right.
in that video.
Right.
So first things first. Okay, so it's okay for Geppetto, but not this guy?
Jesus. This is Dave's stand-up hour. Here we go. Okay.
So that's fine.
Honestly, that's pretty good.
So we all celebrate Geppetto, but this guy doesn't get a pass?
This is too far?
This is too far?
Well, there you have a point.
His nose grows. Of course, I mean, what do we think this grown man is doing with these puppets? Second pro. For a minute, out of our peripheral vision, he briefly looks cool as hell.
He's a nerdy looking
He's a nerdy dude
and this
with a
woman
smoking
looks
hot-
fucking hot.
A smoking
man.
hot woman. So briefly, he looks really cool.
Yeah, when I first started watching it, I was like, okay, are they gonna start grinding on each other?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't realize it.
Until we clock that she's inanimate, I'm like, good for that guy. Good for that guy. She's dressed nicely. She's not
She's
wearing...
got a hat on
Yeah,
to keep
she's
her skin
Yeah,
out.
she looks good. So briefly, he looks cool as hell.
Yeah.
It costs less than my kids to take to Disneyland because you don't need to feed her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't ask for toys. Currently, and I say that underlined, bolded and underlined, currently, there are no Genie Plus requirements. So he probably only has to pay for himself for Genie Plus.
There you go. She's under 3 years old, I bet.
Yeah, this has not been normalized enough to warrant Disney trying to monetize it.
Sure.
So I think that you can go on all the rides with her.
There you go.
And my last point is this is the happiest place on earth. In this limited amount of time that we have on this fucking burning hellscape of a
Literally burning hellscape.
marble floating through space. If it's not hurting anybody and he's
Right.
not doing anything that's obscene with it
At the
at
pool.
the park
Yeah.
or at the pool, and it's clothed and it's just making him happy, good on you. He's not boning it there, and he's
He's not.
we
As
don't
long
even-
as he's not,
Then it's
then
okay.
okay. Sure. Do
also,
you do
I feel
you.
Like, I feel
Yeah.
like we need to say we're taking this from a literal standpoint, he actually brought this there because it's his companion. It could be
and because it got him in the carpool lane.
right. It could be a joke. It could be he was seeing what he could get away with.
Look,
But it doesn't look like that.
I'll say this. He's more respectful at the pool than the woman who sat on my daughter's cover-up
That's true.
and took our pool chair.
And then was nasty. Yep. Yep.
So, they're not making a charcuterie board that takes up 3 pool chairs, so you can't find it.
At the Disneyland
Right.
Hotel when we're
Yeah.
paying God knows what to stay there.
I
Yeah.
know. So, I go back. I do condone it. I'm cool with it. I'm fine with it. If it's what makes this guy happy and it's not bothering me, I don't have to explain to my kids,
But you are going to have to explain to your
right.
kid
I'm going to say,
is the problem.
okay, here's what I'm going to say.
True.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to
True.
say, you see that thing? He goes home and fucks it.
No, of course, but they're going to be like, why is that man walking around with a
gonna
life-size doll?
I'm gonna say this is just what he likes to do. She probably wanted to go.
She probably told him she
probably
wanted to
said,
go.
like, you motherfucker, you leave
You
me
haven't
in
even
this.
taken me
yeah.
to Disneyland.
You
You haven't
leave
taken
me-
me to the park. You haven't taken me to the pool.
Yeah, you leave me in this goddamn apartment. and
Wait,
I-
could you be the housekeeper walking in and seeing that doll?
oh,
Oh.
you know what? That's 1,000
What if-
times
what if
better than
they-
the jizz rags that the people
What if
live
they
around.
had? What if he had her like
They don't have to touch
standing?
it.
What if they had her like standing at the window, like pretending to look out the window? That's
Oh, I'm
creepy
sorry.
out.
I'm
Oh, so
sorry.
sorry,
I'm
so
sorry.
sorry.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I said. Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Wait a minute. Don't look at me that way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Mm.
Oh, hello. Okay. My thing is, I want to see how he got the doll down there. One.
Yeah. Wheelchair?
Is
You
he
think
carrying it like over his shoulder?
I
carrying
would
it like
assume it's a
baby?
wheelchair, which leads back to a joke that I will give Magic King Dad credit for that texted me earlier.
Okay.
Maybe this was his way to get around the DAS Pass new requirements.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah.
I'm Disney and I'm handing out DAS Pass or rejecting people, I'm saying like, hey, you're fine to bring your lady friend, but you both have to stand in line.
Could you imagine him on the like phone interview? Because you have to, it's on camera, being like, I need it because she can't walk. And could you imagine being that cast member being like,
Oh man.
this drink is strong?
Yeah, this drink's
It,
pretty
I
strong.
feel like a little, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. My thing is, if we're taking this literally, that he like brought this here because this is his companion and brought it down to the pool, I don't think that's appropriate. Because exactly what we said. What are you going to say to your kid when you see, how is that different from watching the guy get dragged through Fantasyland as he's
Yeah.
been naked on
Okay.
Small World? Like,
I-
it's not that different. That leads to a lot of weird questions for kids.
I think from
And at the bottom line, we're adults that love this too, but it's an amusement park for children largely.
I
yeah.
hear you.
True.
I hear you. I'm gonna say my answer to this is from 1 year old to 6. You can tell them whatever the fuck you want. They're not going to remember this anyway. I talk to my daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, all the time, and I'm like, "Hey, remember that best friend that you had for like 2? Don't remember hanging out with this person every fucking Sunday. You don't have to tell them anything. You could say, "Oh, it's the believe it or not, that's the elf on the shelf." But I think you start to have to tell them from 8 to 11. You have to tell them that it's just maybe
person's
he's
companion or
it's
something, yeah.
like how you have
Some kids have
right,
dolls.
you have your doll. You
Yeah.
have your Elsa that you carry around. This
This
guy
is his
this is
Elsa.
his version of Elsa. Then
What if he was like calling her Elsa? That'd be
Yeah.
creepy a little bit.
then
that
from-
would be. Then I would really
be
have
like,
a
too
hard
far, too
stance
far.
on
I
this
feel-
not being
He's
okay.
like fanning her.
From-
Right, right.
once they hit 11, 12,
They're
once they
aware
hit 12,
of a lot of other things.
then you just giggle about it.
yeah.
Then you
Be
just
like-
giggle about it with your kid, and you're like, that he thinks that's his girlfriend. And then you just like giggle, and then they remember that, and they remember
Yeah,
the funny time that
okay.
they saw a guy.
With a life-size doll at the
And,
pool.
and then once they hit 16, you're like, so gross. He fucks that.
But what if he's like, let's say he's not using a wheelchair and he was like walking with her. What if he gets drunk at the pool
Yeah.
and he like can't walk with her on the way back and then he's like dragging her with an arm?
I think if you're taking your doll to Disneyland, then you're taking great care of her. I think that you're.
You took her
saying-
on a very nice vacation.
I
That's
think-
at least a $500
Yeah,
a night
I
hotel.
thi- do you claim that there's more than one person in the room? No.
No, because
No.
you're not paying extra.
No, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. She'll need her own towels.
She needs her turn down service, please. Oh, you didn't leave chocolates for my girlfriend?
It's one less creep to annoy other people.
I mean,
Like he's keeping it to himself. I'm containing.
honestly, as
I'm,
long as he's keeping it to himself,
I'm
I
keeping
don't
my
care.
freak. I'm
Yeah.
keeping my freak to. I'm
But
not
I don't
being
like
creepy.
it. I don't
not-
like it in that area, to be honest. But yeah,
If it look different, if it's around the kids' pool, different if it's around like if he's. I don't know. I maybe don't have a problem with this.
I don't think that's the place for it. That's all my thing is.
Listen, it wouldn't be my preference, but am I like upset about it? No.
I mean, I prefer that to the naked guy stripping on Small
Right.
World.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah. When my kids can look and now read bumper stickers.
That's true. There's a
that
lot of
are
stuff
like,
out there.
There's so much filth and so much gross stuff out there. They can read people's shirts. They can read things that say, fuck this, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, if this guy has a clothed thing that I know as a sex doll,
Right,
but
because the
they
kids
don't-
don't know.
they don't know, then
You could just be like, oh, that guy's being silly. He brought
I
a mannequin
can't believe
down to
this.
the pool.
I jokingly was going to take the pro sex doll at Disneyland stance, but now I'm kind of like, I'm pretty much fine with it.
You're not saying you're pro having sex with
No.
a doll at Disneyland. It's
No.
two different things.
I think you can steal a kissy here or there.
No, that's where I'm drawing the line.
You can steal
I
a
think his adjusting of her was making me
you can
enough that was the end of it for me.
You could have a little sweet kissy on Small World. There.
If
I
he
think
takes her in the park, I have more issues, to be honest.
takes- okay, here's what I want to do. We're nearing the end of our drinks.
Yeah,
I think we should get another.
yeah.
But then I want to come back. I want to talk about the best rides in the park to take your sex doll.
Dave, we cannot talk about this the whole
We can't.
episode.
We can. We can. I think you just.
I think this is the whole episode.
I think this is the episode.
All
I think the best rides to take your sex doll. The best and worst rides to take your sex doll.
I have a lot of questions on what the cast members would do or say.
Honestly, cast members are so fucking cool with it. Like,
They're just seeing so much shit.
I think that it's just like that was a fun thing that happened in my day. It's much better than guy pees on himself or
Yeah.
somebody gets sick.
I mean, he's
or,
not hurting anyone,
or somebody's
like you
screaming.
said. Yeah.
So I want to get another drink
All right.
and I want to talk about best and worst rides to take your sex doll. Pinocchio number
To
one.
be honest,
She's like
hold on.
she wants to go on that one.
Okay,
Pinocchio's
I'll
her
save
favorite.
this for when we talk about it because I have some theories about if she's even allowed on rides.
Oh,
Interesting.
all right. Teaser, cliffhanger.
All right, we'll go on our
All
next
right,
one.
all right, okay. Hey,
We're back. Drink number 2.
Drink number 2. We got drink number 2. That's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I've not seen a little like martini glass.
Yeah, it's a like a stemless
A
martini
stemless
glass.
martini. I've not
Yeah.
seen one of those here, and we've
And
got
it's
our.
quite red.
Yeah, it's red and it's got like a peel.
It's more of a
It's
peel that's placed
got the-
lovely on the side.
Yeah. It's called a Polynesian Princess
No,
Pearl. No.
Polynesian spell.
Polynesian spell.
All right,
Okay.
let's
All
do
right.
it.
Polynesian Pell.
Oh boy,
Polynesian Pell.
The old
Polynesian Pell.
Polynesian Pell.
Polynesian Pell is from Girls 5 Ever. Girls, do you watch Girls 5 Ever?
I watched the Cat Con episode because of course I did.
Oh, okay.
I love
Paula
the
Pell.
show.
Paula Pell.
hmm
She's got the funniest line. She's trying to like sow her wild oats.
Okay.
Paula Pell.
Yeah.
And she's trying to date every type of lesbian that there is.
Oh, I do think I saw this episode.
No, it's like a runner.
Oh, throughout
For
the
a
whole thing.
season.
Okay.
Polynesian Pell? Welcome to the mountain. Polynesian spell. We're going to drink you. What are we going to say?
Polynesian at Disney. They
Okay.
replaced that Tiki monument at the front after they remodeled it like 10 years ago, and that little guy is known as Little Shruggy. Little Shruggy.
Little Shruggy to Little Shruggy.
Oh, I almost spilled all over myself. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, whoa. Geese started off high. I wish we would have had this first, to be honest. It's just got...
It tastes like
It's got a hint of Curzon.
Okay, I think that this tastes just like. Okay, imagine you had a pocket full of Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, and then you just
and
put
then
them
they
in
just
water
melted them.
and melted them.
Like it's a hot day outside.
Yeah.
You're not wearing Adam Sandler clothing,
Nope.
and they
But
melted.
also you added gin.
and
Yeah.
then added gin.
I don't even, but the gin I don't taste as much as I taste that
Oh,
like
I
Jolly
taste-
Rancher taste.
I taste it here. I'll tell you what's in it while you're. Oh, weird! Straight out of the gate,
What is it?
weird ingredient:
Okay, hit me with it.
grape juice.
That's why it's this color,
This is weird.
and that's also why it's making my mouth go. Because
It
Welch's,
does that.
it makes your mouth
Yeah.
go.
Grape juice.
Yeah.
Juice of half a lemon, triple sec, peach brandy, sugar, and gin. Guy's face, totally fine.
Oh yeah, this is pretty light.
Oh yeah,
It's
he's just
crushable.
enjoying this.
Yeah. He's just having a nice drink. You tell me what your rating is while I take my tiki. Oh
Tiki
God,
two
my
sip.
tiki-
I don't dislike this, but it is on the sweeter end for me. But because of the grape juice and the gin, it does have that little pop of bitter. I think this is like a 3.5 for me. I would gladly drink it again. Would I order it again? Maybe not, but I would recommend it for somebody else. As far as like, it's not fantastic. It's not bad. It's like okay, it's good.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna say it's a 3.25 for me. I like it. It's fine. Would I order it again? Maybe. Here's the weird thing about this drink. I think that if you dressed it up on a menu at a fancy restaurant, like fancier words than grape juice, if you called it
Grape reduction.
like
Age reduction
yeah,
of
like a
Yeah.
grape reduction, and it has floral notes of gin and this and that. If I got this at a fancy fucking restaurant,
what?
I might be like, you know what? It's not bad.
You know
It's
what?
actually not bad. I paid $25 for this, and I love it.
You know what would make this a little better? Do you know when they like kind of smoke like rosemary or whatever in it? I feel like rosemary would be good in this. To add like that woodsy, like it would counteract the
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you're right.
sure.
Hold on. I forgot to read the liner notes. Okay. By Sandro of the Kahiki restaurant in Columbus, Ohio, circa 1961. His advice back then, if it still doesn't taste like the Kahikis, add a pinch of romance. This is completely on theme today.
Yes, it is.
Although this drink hasn't been on the menu for decades, the Kahiki is still open. Its 3 stories tall Easter Island head fireplace must be seen to be believed. Apparently, the federal government agrees because the Kahiki was recently listed in the National Register of Historic Places.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really
You got to
cool.
go to the Kahiki. Kahiki added to the list.
I also am like weirdly kind of obsessed with Easter Island, so
I think I've built a tolerance to rum,
but not to other
but not
liquors.
to other
That
liquors.
makes sense.
So,
Yeah.
like, now that we've got a couple drinks that have had mixed liquor and mainly gin forward, and I think it's fucking with me.
I don't know what just made me think of this other than when you said liquor, but when I was in college, there was like
Oh my God. Uh-oh.
everyone like named their houses. Did that happen when you guys went to college?
I went to the Fashion Institute of Technology.
Okay.
We didn't have that kind of thing.
No.
I mean, I went to Miami of Ohio. It was like a small town, nothing, but like everyone named their houses. And this one that we always went to go to parties at was called Liquor in the Front, Poker in the Rear.
Love it.
Ugh.
That is a classic.
So,
That's a
talk about being Me Too'd. I'm sure that house is out of here now.
That's a classic Big Johnson shirt. Do you guys remember Big
Oh,
Johnson
yeah.
shirts?
Yeah.
Fucking, there were shirts that 13-year-olds. Okay,
So crazy.
this
Okay,
brings it
let's
all
get back.
back.
Yeah,
Let's
This
get
brings it
back.
all
Yeah.
back. This brings it all back. There are shirts that 13-year-olds in the 90s were wearing that just had, I'm gonna fuck you with my big dick.
Yeah.
With my 13-year-old big dick.
Gross.
Flash forward 30 years later, and a guy has brought his sex doll to Disneyland.
Sure.
And we are appalled.
And what rides
And
can we
what do-
take said sex doll on?
What do we tell our children? What do we tell our children?
That's fair.
What do we
That's
tell our
fair.
children about the sex doll? My 13-year-old
It
has.
doesn't have a place there, though. You have to admit, Doc. Times were different.
Okay. Flash
I
forward.
mean, times were different. Even watching The Sandlot
It's
today
different.
with Sadie and
Yeah.
Ozzy today,
You have moments where you go, ooh.
that whole bit of the guy, needing mouth to mouth and then
Yeah.
kissing the lifeguard, not as funny now.
Brittany and I went as that as a Halloween costume one year. Is that bad?
No, I love it.
Okay.
I actually love it.
I was
but-
clearly Winks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
Squints?
I love it.
Squints.
Squints.
Thank you.
Okay. So are we going backwards and saying that it's a different time we're soft now? Or
It's
are we
just-
it's a different time we're evolved?
I think
No.
we're evolved,
We're
but
evolved.
also like
Okay.
We've realized maybe small children don't need to see all this stuff.
yeah, but also
We're
like it didn't
talking
ruin
about-
us.
We're also talking about a time when Jaws was rated PG.
Yeah.
Okay, like
wow.
this is like, I mean, that's pre-Sandline stuff, obviously.
Right.
But there used to be no PG-13.
We live. Sorry, if you haven't listened to our show, we live our lives in pre-Sandlot and post-Sandlot era.
We should put that in the liners of our show notes.
Sorry.
But you know what I mean? Like, things were just acceptable. Like, even TV, like Married with Children, very different than what is acceptable on TV now.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Married with Children. That's a good
My
that's a
parents
good
wouldn't let me
pull.
watch it. Post having children, I am more cognizant of the fact of, like, how do you explain this if my kid asks a question? And do I want to have that conversation?
Sure.
I don't want to talk about the sex doll at the Pixar Place Hotel.
Okay.
I don't with my child.
But
Yes.
if you're taking your sex doll to Disneyland or Disney parks,
Okay.
all Disney parks are on the table. What are the worst rides to take your sex doll
Well,
on?
here's what I'm going to tell you right off the bat. She
Yeah.
can't go on jack shit because she can't transfer on her own.
So you're just throwing this right out the fucking...
Yep.
Okay.
It's legit. She can't I'm not trying to like poo-poo this party.
Right.
We can make jokes about it still. But if we're keeping in the realm of reality, if you are a paraplegic or if you have an amputee or something like that, they have to be able to, for most rides, be able to transfer into the vehicle, or there needs to be a vehicle that accommodates a wheelchair. So like Toy Story Midway Mania. Sorry. She could go on that.
Okay, but if you
but
have
that
her...
is absolutely not a ride I want her on because she cannot play the games.
But her boyfriend can.
Yeah.
Sure,
And he
and
probably
he-
does this motion a
And
lot.
he can feel real good about
Sorry.
himself.
That is true.
He's like, I beat her.
Yeah.
Okay, so all things considered,
Yes,
let's throw reality out the window.
of course. I just had to get that
Yes,
in there.
you're right. You're right. There's no place for taking your sex doll to Disneyland. Sure.
But she's weighted, I believe. Most sex
Oh.
dolls are, right?
Yeah. I'm
Like
s-
those magnitude of ones.
Look, if you're living in a world where it's okay,
Yes.
what rides are you avoiding with your sex doll?
I think any thrill ride is a no.
Okay. I agree. Initially,
Yeah.
Tron came up to me. I'm not taking my sex doll on Tron. I
What
think
if her shorts started falling off a little bit and it exposed her back hole?
I think look,
Sorry.
I don't want other guys checking out my sex doll
when she's in that position.
in that position.
Yeah.
I don't want them getting any ideas. And for that reason, I'm probably not taking her on Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage, same
I
position.
don't, but I'm not taking her on Tron. I think
Okay.
that the ride is too short. I think that it's a lot of work to get her in this position.
Yes. I think
So-
like
It's basically a laying
you're kind of like on a motorcycle. Yeah.
So you have to like clip the person in. I think it's too much work and it's too short of a ride. I don't want people checking out my sex doll's butt. It's a ride that I don't think is worth taking my sex doll on.
I think things like Pirates. I think things like Small World, Living with the Land.
You're taking okay, so
I think I would take her on all those things
you're taking okay, but
because you can like wheel her in, place her down. She's safe. She's sitting up.
Right. She's not going to fall over.
Yeah.
here's the thing. I think she'd have a fucking great time on Cosmic Rewind.
She's flying out of that sucker. Potentially.
No, she's in there. I don't think that she's seeing the backwards launch. I think that that's very fun and new to her.
How are you getting her in the ride vehicle? You're going to pause it for everyone and pick
It's
her up.
fine. You can
Oh my God, Hagrid's motorbike
yeah,
magical
you put her
creature
in the
adventure.
sidecar. You put her in the sidecar. I think she's fine on that. I think she's having a good time.
It's on a conveyor belt. You're going to stop that whole thing to load her in?
People stop Haunted Mansion all the time.
Haunted Mansion, she's fine on.
Yeah, she's having a good time on
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion. You're taking a night. You're like
Her dead eyes are just looking into the spirits. It's perfect.
I think Spaceship Earth. You're having a fun time on Spaceship Earth. You're having a fun time on Small World. I think, like, look, you're stealing your kissies on these rides.
Oh, God. If I looked over on a Haunted Mansion after I witnessed a man move his sex doll into the doom buggy and looked over and saw him giving kissies to the sex doll,
This might be
I
the
think-
funniest thing on this show.
I think I would be done with Disneyland for a minute.
I'm taking her on all.
This is some Six Flags shit, okay?
I'm taking her. Okay, look. I know I said it before. Not taking her in Fantasyland. I'm avoiding Fantasyland. I'm avoiding
Too on the nose.
Yeah, it's too on the nose.
I'm avoiding
Do you think
Hold
he,
on,
do
wait
you
a
think
minute,
he takes her to meet the princesses? Oh,
No.
Yes, 100%. They're taking pictures with every character.
they have photo pass option.
Yep, absolutely. And he's not in the photo.
No, it's just her and like
It's
the
just
princess
her
or whatever. Yeah,
and
okay.
Elsa.
Okay.
And like then there's like her and Olaf.
I'm avoiding Fantasyland.
Yep. Rise of the Resistance.
No, I'm avoiding Fantasyland for the looks.
She can't do Rise of the Resistance. That's
She-
too much moving around.
She could do Rise.
How are you gonna win?
She can't do Smuggler's Run.
No.
Okay, wait a
she's-
minute.
What's she gonna contribute?
No.
Nothing.
I'm avoiding Fantasyland because I think A, you're gonna get scares. B, you're avoiding kids. You're trying to avoid kids a little
That's
bit.
fair.
C, 3, P.O.
Oh, pig! Sorry.
The rides are short.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to get somebody, but I mean, Pinocchio is pretty good. She wants
I mean,
to see
that's
that.
pretty spot on.
She wants to see that. Okay.
I think we
okay.
just put her on the most problematic rides. So we put her on Pinocchio. We put her on
I think
Jungle
it's-
Cruise. We put her on.
No, you don't-
Peter Pan. We put her on.
I think you take her on Little Mermaid. I think you take her on.
Because she wants to be under the sea.
I think you take her on Monsters Inc.
Do you think she dressed up in a mermaid tail that day?
I think you could definitely dress her up in a mermaid tail. I think she Disney bounds.
I hate this.
I'm not gonna take her on.
Incredicoaster, she just kind of flies out.
Not gonna take her on Incredicoaster. I think it's a little too much for her.
She could get a little queasy in that.
Not gonna take her on.
What about the swings?
I'm not gonna take her on the swings.
Okay.
I think that
Jumping jellyfish?
not gonna take her on Jumping Jellyfish. The swings, I think I'm too
But
worried
she,
about
but
her.
she can ride in that like coast seat for people that are like
I'm still too
kind of
worried.
tall enough,
I'm
but
too-
not really.
I'm still too worried about her. I'm worried about her shoes. I'm suggesting that we go on Soarin'. I think she can do Soarin'
Oh
together.
yeah, her feet can dangle.
Yeah.
She got to take her shoes off though.
She's
She doesn't
not
want to lose
good-
those flip flops.
I don't think she's good on Guardians because she's gonna fly out of that seat.
Oh, she's out of there.
Guardian, she's on the fucking roof.
And if she
Right.
has a wig that's not too well attached, that
Yes.
sucker's off.
It's out of there.
I'm not taking her. Yeah, I'm skipping Avengers Campus completely.
Spider-Man, she's not helping.
Yeah, she's
What's she
useless.
doing on there?
I still
Um,
haven't been to Avengers.
You know what? We've said thrill rides not great. She'd have a blast on Space Mountain. She'd
Who
have fun.
wouldn't?
I think she's having fun on Remy. I'm trying to think of like
Does she speak French?
Sure.
Parlez-vous français?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
she could speak it all. Where are you gonna eat? She could have one item to eat at Disneyland. In Disneyland.
She's got to go to the Beauty and the Beast place because it's all about inanimate objects coming to life in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, in Disney World.
Oh,
That's a good
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, she's
So-
eating a Be Our
Castle?
Guest.
Yeah, Be
Yeah.
Our Guest. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. I mean, inanimate
Do you think
objects
she
come
likes
to
country
life
bears?
Do I think she likes the country bears? I'd like to think that she used to, but
maybe
no,
not as
not as much
much
anymore. Splash Mountain. I think she's
Tiana's by Adventure.
no, I think that she's like excited to see Tiana's.
Oh, okay. I was worried where
I
this
think
was going.
she's very excited to see Tiana's.
Okay.
I'm definitely not going to take her. I'm sorry. There's no restraints on this.
On the Disneyland version, you cannot take her on Princess Tati's Bayou Dip because
No.
there are no restraints.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not taking her on that. So look, there's a handful of rides
There's
that
some options. Do you take her to Club 33?
yeah. If I've got to,
You take her to Club 33 if you have the option.
if I have the option, I take her to, because she's gonna be upset if she doesn't go. She's gonna be upset. Okay, Corey, if Brittany had the option to take you to Club 33 and she didn't, how would that make you feel?
I would never forgive her.
Yeah. So I think that you put
Maybe
yourself.
legit, never forgive her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, but Corey's not an
Not an
inanimate,
inanimate
sex
object.
doll.
Well, I think in this
Like,
man's
I
world,
think-
he's like neither is she.
Yeah, but just in the same way that you like wouldn't
John
wear
Hammond
cut
coming
off
back in.
shorts to like a fancy restaurant, like I'm not sure she's
I think-
appropriate to bring.
I agree with you. I think Club
Yeah.
33 is the cutoff where cast members say, No.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like you
I
have
don't
to
think that
be,
they're letting her in.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I don't think that they're letting.
I thought part of this was like what
I'm
is
suspend-
feasible that they're letting her get on.
No, I'm suspending reality.
Okay.
I'm saying that I'm like, if I have the means to
If we're
bring her.
suspending reality, she's going on everything.
No, but I don't think that she'd like everything.
Okay. She's a dainty little woman.
I don't think that everything is right for her.
I see.
She's probably buying one of those like little mini backpacks from Club 33. Like
The Loungefly special
Yeah,
edition.
she's got around. Oh, she's
She's
Oh.
like, honey, I need this.
she looks great
Right.
in Loungefly.
Loves the
Winnie.
Loungefly.
I love that
She
for
she
her.
wears it backwards if she has to sit in the wheelchair so everyone can see it.
Smuggler's Run is a no. Rise is yes.
Buzz Lightyear's a no.
Buzz Lightyear's a no. Autopia.
She could be a
She
passenger.
could be a passenger.
I think she enjoys just a carousel.
Could you see
I
her
don't
on there?
think that she
No,
enjoys-
she doesn't
You gotta
enjoy
put the
carousel.
strap on her.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
going
I
in.
don't think
That
I
is
don't think
true.
she likes that. I think that she finds it condescending.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that because you have to hold her, and I think that she doesn't like
You
that.
gotta double her up on the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think she's
it's
like,
not
I'm
romantic to
a
her.
grown woman. You don't have to hold me. And then if you don't, she falls off.
She's over. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think she likes that. I do think that.
And then they come over the intercom being like, you cannot stand next to the horse. You have to stand
Right.
on this side of the horse.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Oh, she's flopping all over that sucker.
But she's
Because
at-
that lap bar doesn't come down
right.
all the way.
But she's having fun.
She's having a great time, but she's
That makes her
Daisy's
feel alive.
dance studio.
Oh,
she's,
she loves it.
she's salsa.
She loves it because you know what? She sees everybody else doing that. And I think she's
this
like,
is okay. Yeah.
you guys, we all grew up in the 80s loving the movie Mannequin.
I just talked about it today and how I felt that Chapel Roan songs sound like they should be in Mannequin.
This is
Spot on.
Yeah.
this is relevant. We
love
might be
Mannequin.
seeing more of this coming
Also,
up.
Mannequin.
And she rides on the back of a motorcycle with Andrew McCarthy
Yep.
in Mannequin.
Also, Mannequin, like horror version, would be amazing at Horror Nights.
Let's not pretend that we didn't fucking set this man up.
Yeah.
We sold him a fucking bill of goods that is saying that this is okay. You can love a mannequin. You know
I
what?
do love that movie. Yeah, maybe this sex doll does come to life when we're not looking, just like Kim Cattrall.
And Woody. Oh, maybe she does like Buzz Lightyear. Shit. Maybe she loves Toy Story Land. Does she love Toy Story Land?
Can you see her on Slinky Dog Dash? Hold on! And she's like, I can't!
Oh my God. All right.
All right, let's wrap this
Let's
up.
wrap this up. Okay. So, Polynesian Polapel.
I'm still, what did I say?
Polynesian-
What did I
wait a
say?
minute.
3-5?
Spell.
Polynesian spell. What are we saying this
I
is?
said 3-5 for me. Like, I don't dislike it. I would drink it again. Would I order it? Meh.
I forget what I said, but I
You
like
said
this.
like
3.25?
yeah, that's what you said.
I'm sticking there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're done. We're done.
If you have any opinions on what you would do with your sex doll, whether that be at the Disneyland Resort, the Walt Disney World Resort, or maybe Universal Resorts, please email us at mytimethepodcast@gmail.com or look us up on Instagram at mytimethepodcast.
And if you have a sex doll, call us and let us know what you do with her.
Maybe she could leave us a voicemail.
Yeah, 559-WE-DRUNK is the number to call us there. It's 559-933-7865. And if we use your voicemail on the podcast about
Corey
your
will send
sex
you
doll,
something
we'll
eventually.
we'll send you a sticker.
Because I'm a little slow, but I'll get you it.
Yeah,
Send us photos of you and your sex doll
At
at
a resort,
Disneyland.
yeah.
yeah, only that.
Yeah.
Specifically
Oh,
only
but-
that. And please, if you're enjoying the podcast, take a minute to rate and review the show on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever the hell you listen to it. I don't know where you
It
listen
means
to
a
it.
lot to us.
It does. So we're going to go pay some bills and maybe eat some tacos and I
Until
don't know.
next time.
Yeah. That's
And thank you, Rebecca, for joining
yeah.
us.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for
Thanks.
having me. This is great.
So until next time, I'm Dave.
And I'm Corey.
Uh,
Mahalo.
bye.